Welcome to the show, everyone. So anyway, in the studio tonight, we've got a lot of people here. Well, Zilla's in the isolation booth. No, we've got Jeremy and Becky, as well as John here. James is here, and RJ's over in the back. He doesn't like to talk. Welcome to episode 7 of In-Game Chat. This is actually episode 2 of In-Game Chat, but we'll call it episode 7. Welcome to episode 8 of In-Game Chat. Episode 9, 10, 11. Is that where we're at? We're at 11, 12, 13. Episode 14. Episode 100.
Woo!
And we had values.
We got Jeremy and Dennis and Daniel. David, are you there?
I'm here. I don't know who this David is.
This is the exact same thing as when the dog begs at the table and you give him food.
Yeah.
Now you know what's going to happen every single time there's a beta. We're going to come on the air and we're going to beg.
That was the most serious conversation over a game of Bomberman and Xbox Live that you could possibly imagine.
27 people in this hotel room. We're going to try and do a podcast here.
Ghost Bear, Sandman,
Zoinan.
Unknown A.
Oh, Mr. Slim. No, I'm not Gambit.
I'm Gambit. Everyone hates me.
Mr. Slim.
Rogue Hunter, Annie Inko,
Origami Panther.
Orion Off, Dave, Alias Unknown,
W Crash.
Killeron, Thrak,
Jackal.
Chronotic,
Dead End.
Gaz, Drax, Zero, Slipstream,
Squish.
PA Penguin,
Backseat Killer.
Psycho Boy 2.
Straximus.
And we've got
And
Bone behind the
Bone.
scenes.
Slip 23.
Thank you, Jesus.
Boy, what was that?
There's something in the wind. If you turn your nose a certain way, you'll catch a whiff of it.
What we're trying to say in that is that this is the last episode of Evil Avatar Radio as you've known it.
Hey guys, welcome to In-Game Chats.
I'm Scott.
I'm James.
I'm hungry.
And I'm RJ.
Hey, how's it going? It's Roman from Grand Theft Auto 4. I am a loser.
On the phone right now with us is Amy Hennig and Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog.
You're going to tell us you've cast Nathan Fillion as Drake, right?
No, I will not tell you that.
They're the opposite of triggers, whatever the hell that is.
A Trogger?
Thanks, guys. I'm a big fan. My name is David Hayter. I live in Los Angeles, California.
Next thing I know, it's on Netflix, and I'm like, all right, what the hell?
Thing I know.
On the phone right now is Rand Miller.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Wow. Mike Wilford and Josh Baer, both from Twisted Pixel. Hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing? What's up, man?
Hey, that was Nolan North, by the way.
You guys keep it up, man. You'll end up on G4 or something with your own show.
You know.
You're okay. Tommy Tallarico, are you there?
Yo, I am.
Hey,
Tommy.
Did you break your mic? No. You broke your mic.
I did.
Kevin Murphy and Bill Corbett from Riff Tracks, also from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
It was Vienna, I believe. You were wearing blue. It was during the war. And candlelight over the Danube running high. Hey, this is Mark Hamill. You got to check out In-Game Chat. It's great. And that's no joke.
I like to connect Star Wars.
What the hell is wrong with you?
As to our regular audience and those tuning in live for the first time in a very long time, welcome to In-Game Chat.
Let's do this. Zero Dragons!
And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, February 1st, 2014. This is Season 8, Episode 5, also known as Episode 300. I'm Scott.
I'm Dennis.
I'm Matt.
And I'm RJ. You just made it in under the wire there, fella.
You have no idea.
How many traffic laws did you break getting here?
I plead the fifth.
And he left his phone on.
No, I didn't.
Oh, that wasn't you.
No.
That wasn't me either, so I don't know where that came from. But anyway, it was you.
It wasn't my phone.
It was Matt. Nice to have you back, by the way.
Thank you.
Good that you could join us for the 300th episode that we've got here. We've got a lot of callers lined up. In fact, our first caller has not called in, so if this is the way this show's going to go, it's just like old times. So I want to go over who's all in the chat room, and I can't because the thing doesn't show me. Does anybody who's listening?
I'm pulling it up
There's
right now.
apparently a spinning circle sitting in there right
That's all I've got. Turn your volume off.
Oh, yeah. Matt's on the show
the hard
tonight.
way. We're going to have to do this the hard way. We're just going to have to read the names off and go.
We're just going to read the names off as they pop up. If you're in the chat room, say something so that your name comes up, but I'll go over the list as I can tell. Truth Unknown, Lavos is in there, Nabokov Fan, Multile is also in there. Dennis, of course, Sandwich 2, myself, Psycho Boy 2. We've got, go down the list some more. Theonar is in there. Also, let's see.
I've got it up here if you want to read it off of it.
204. Oh, good. Let me go over this because yours works and ours doesn't. This
Redemption.
I don't know why. RJ, Matt, of course, Calgar 99, Cavalier UK, Lavos Ghost Bear is in there. Hey, Ghost Bear, in-game, us. Lee Connish, also Nabaka fan. Navid UK. We've got Strax in there, who we were hoping could make it live, but he's with us in spirit in the chat room.
Always in spirit, yes.
Tacitus in 59, Theonar, Three Blades, Truth Unknown, 204, Zufu, and our friends at Zen Studios also popping up in the chat room as well. Thank you so much for that, Matt. So glad you showed up, because we'd not have known who was in the chat room.
Howdy, everybody.
But welcome to episode number 300. We're going to be pretty short on the news here, with news items and things like that. Just kind of going over, 300 episodes that we've done so far. James obviously not here. He has work commitments and could not join us. Really, really, really wish he could, but we're gonna get a call from Daniel, who used to be on the show with us. You heard him in that intro there. That intro took a while to make, by the way. I had been working on that all week.
How many
and of course,
episodes did you go through? All of them, pretty much?
Well, I went through all of them, except I started at the back. The very first opening that you hear in that thing, where I list off who's here, is the people who were in the studio for the first episode that was recorded and didn't get lost, which was
February of...
well, that was in March.
Oh, okay, yeah, because the first episode was February of 07.
The first episode was Groundhog Day of 2007. Was the very first episode that we ever did. Gave away a copy of Crackdown, and had a lot of fun, and we've been doing it since then. And those were the people who were still in there. Most of them still around. RJ, of course, and Matt, and Dennis, and James, and of course Jeremy as well. So... but that was the first one you heard. And then I grabbed a little bit of episode 100 and then just went from there on. So we can't do, if we're going to do these, we got to do them at 100 marks, because it takes a while to cover 200 episodes.
And have more than a week and a half notice to put something together.
We had a lot longer notice. I just, for whatever reason, I just was like, it's 300. Well,
it's just 300.
It's 300 sporadic, and I just, for whatever reason, I didn't feel it until we got done with the show last week, and I thought, nah, let's see. Let me see.
Milestone. It's also the day before, essentially, our anniversary now.
Yeah, really, it is. And if we keep going this way, if this track continues and we stay on this track, we'll do about 50 episodes per year if we do them in the way that we do them. And so we'll hit 400 in 2 years and 500 in 4 years, and if we hit 500, I'll be here in a tux. I'll class the joint up.
I will join you on that.
We've got cake in the studio. We've got
it's not a lie,
cupcakes in the studio, and we'll break into that a little bit later on. But we're taking your calls. If you want to give us a call, you can. 334-272-9228. That number again is 334-272-9228. Feel free to call in. We've got 5 lines all open for you. We do have people scheduled to call in. Phil Kohler, where are you? He was scheduled to be the first, and I backed people up from that. So he is supposed to be calling in. I know he's got other duties with doing live streaming and stuff like that. So, but he's supposed to be calling in, the guy who basically gave us this show. And he'll be calling into the show. But we've got 5 lines open here. You are more than welcome to give him a call, 334-272-9228, and talk to us. You can go to ingamechat.net for all the links where you can get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at InGameChat, as well as on Facebook. You can email us, everyone at ingamechat.net. We are streaming the cam feed right now through Twitch. You can find us there. Just go to twitch.tv and look up In-Game Chat. Like I said, go to ingamechat.net, and right over on the left-hand side of the page, you'll see all the links you need to get in touch with us and to watch the show live while we broadcast. Join us in the chat room. We're going to be doing some giveaways, in fact. Zen Studios, Bobby, who's in the chat room there, is going to be giving away some pinball tables that they've got and stuff like that. So nice. We'll be doing giveaways like that. So if you're in the chat room, you got a chance to win some stuff. And then Daniel works for Bungie now. He's one of us that went and made good. And he is at Bungie now, and he got us some beta keys for Destiny. So yeah, we're going to be giving away those on the show. So you want to stick around for that one, for your chance to win. So Anyway, I'm glad everybody could make. Oh, there we go. Phil is now calling in. Great, Phil. Let me put Phil. This is Phil Kohler. Phil, you there?
I am here.
Hey, man. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing?
We're doing great. Just celebrating the 300th. The 300th that you helped us to get here with.
I didn't help very much. That's incredible. I cannot believe that the 300 already. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's well, it took us 8 years to do it.
Yeah.
We should have been here a long time ago, but it took us 8 years to get here. So, but anyway, thank you so much for passing the reins on to us back in what year was it? Was that in? That was in 2007, I believe, wasn't it?
It would have been 2007 or 2008. I'm not 100% sure.
I think it was right before you got the gig at One Up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and now you're working at Polygon.
Yes.
So you got some streaming coming up tonight, don't you?
Yeah, I do streaming over on Twitch TV. I've got this is not even related to Polygon. I've got my own personal channel at twitch.tv/Kefkataran, KEFKATARAN. And I just stream with a couple of friends. We hang out on Skype and play games, and it's a pretty good time. If anyone's listening who hasn't checked it out before, definitely.
What is
definitely come join us if you can.
What's on the menu for tonight?
Tonight I think we're going to keep playing through. We've been playing through Remember Me, the Capcom game from last year, action sci-fi, which. Have you had a chance to play that?
No, I've got it. I have not
James
played
did.
it. James has played it and actually enjoyed some of it, parts of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that had a lot of mixed reactions. I think the biggest complaint is that the combat is not great, and that there's a lot of it. But we've been really enjoying it, and in particular, the world that it takes place in. It's like a future Paris and very like cyberpunk, and I've been. It's a beautifully like built world, tons of details, and like a lot of in between combat. There's a lot of just letting you walk around and just explore and look at all of these details of this like really messed up future.
Yeah, I picked it up. I think during a Steam sale, of course, and I've been. That's famous words, huh? Oh, I picked it up during a Steam sale. Yeah, when are you going to get to it? So. But I do plan on actually. It's I've actually got it installed, so it's there to be like, hey, just got to click on it and play it. That first hurdle of like, that first excuse of, well, it's not installed.
You can't hide it by going to your installed filter.
Yeah, no, it's right there. It's ready to go. So.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I do the same thing with my Steam library, where it's like, when I'm really serious, like, no, I need to play this. The first step is installing it. Then I wait another couple months.
Yeah, right.
And then eventually I actually play it.
Such a hard journey to that play button.
Yeah, it really is. It's a long process to get there. But anyway, hey, man, thanks for calling in. We do appreciate it, and we do appreciate everything that you've done for us over the years.
Yeah, man, of course. Yeah. I don't think I've done that much, but I'm
surprised.
I'm so glad that you guys are still going, and that you're still doing this. Like it's amazing to me to think about. It's amazing to feel like I had a part, however small, in that legacy.
Oh no, you do. You have a small part. No, you have a rather big part. Taking over Evil Avatar Radio was a big deal for us. Only having been in the game, I think, just a couple of months or so.
Yeah.
Of doing what we were doing, and to have that title passed on to us and everything that came with it. There was a lot that came with that title. A lot of, standing, I suppose, within the industry and that sort of thing. So, we can't thank you enough, and we really appreciate it. So, thank you so much. And I don't know, you're over in Los Angeles now, right? Or San Francisco?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Will we see you out for E3 this year, or?
Absolutely. Yep. I actually. As terrifying as it is to think about, just booked my flight on Friday for E3.
Yep, I just got my approval on Friday for E3, so now I got to do the same thing. I got to book the flight, then comes the hotel. Lucky you've got a company that pays for it. I got to do it myself. Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely hit you up when we get out there. And thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, Phil.
Absolutely. I'll see you there.
Good.
Real quick, Phil, we got a question from the chat room asking what your favorite moment from IGC or Evil Avatar Radio was.
Oh man, it's been a long time since I was doing Evil Avatar Radio, so I'm trying to think of specific moments. I think, oh my gosh, I think oh man, there were a lot of episodes of Evil Avatar Radio where my favorite moments, and if you guys check out my stream, I think that this comes through in this too. My favorite thing about doing Evil Avatar Radio, and the thing that pulled me in about doing a live show versus a regular podcast, is the audience interaction.
Okay.
It was having people who were listening live, in a chat room, or who were listening live and would call in. So I think my favorite moments are always tied to that, and to, I remember episodes where we'd be doing stupid bits, and knowing that, there were people listening who would call in and continue those stupid bits with us. Knowing that it wasn't just, between me and my co-host or whoever was with me in the room. That was, to me, that was, what was so incredibly cool and exciting about that show, and about, like I said, just doing that live format versus a regular recorded podcast.
Yeah, it's we particularly enjoy the live format, especially the live format of being on the radio, because we are forced to fit everything that we want to talk about within a certain time span, because we got other programs on either end of us.
Yep.
And so we're forced to put that in there. Not, we can't, we can't veer too far away, even though we usually do. It's we have to keep it on track and keep it concise and get it in there, and also to have that audience interaction with it is one of the best parts of doing it live.
It enforces discipline because we don't have any.
It does. So.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I know what you mean, and that's something that also, in a different format that I learned when I worked at Game Informer, writing in a magazine. That really helped me. It was, as you say, enforcing discipline. It kind of forced me to take what I needed to or what I wanted to say, and it said, no, now you need to fit all of that you want to say into this amount of space.
Yeah.
Which is something that I think, whether you're a writer, whether you're a video creator, whether you're doing any form of content, I think that is an important and really useful lesson.
Well, we appreciate it, man, and thank you again so much for calling into the show, man. Can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, take care, buddy.
All right, later, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's go over to Dustin real quick. He's been on hold for about 7 minutes now. Dustin, hey, you're on the air with In-Game Chat.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to call in and wish you a happy 300th episode. This is TNR, by the way.
Oh, TNR, okay. Thanks, man. We get lots of emails from you, man. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, you used to get lots of emails, not so much anymore.
Well, why not?
I usually write really, really long emails, and I just got, tired of trying to edit them down. So,
well, now you can make really long phone calls.
No.
Well, where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from West Virginia right now.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you calling in, and we thank you for listening, and we thank you for your continued support, man.
Yeah, I've been listening since the Charlie Duke episode, I believe.
That was a favorite of ours. That was a pre 100 episode. That was pre-episode 100 when Charlie Duke called in. Completely nothing game related, but anytime you got a guy who has
been to the moon,
you were going to take the opportunity.
How often do you get those interviews?
Exactly.
I went back and listened to the archives after that, but I've been with you guys ever since, even though I probably haven't listened to the last 4 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Been a little busy lately. But, I wasn't going to miss the 300.
Well, we're doing them a lot quicker now. It used to be you could catch up real easily, but now it's once a week. So
yeah.
And like I said, we enjoy this. We enjoy the schedule that we have. We like the fact that we have to do it this way. It forces us to do it this way, and we enjoy that. And plus, we get to interact with you guys listening live. So thank you so much again, Dustin, for calling in, and thank you for listening as well.
You're welcome. Just, keep up the good work, and I'll keep listening.
I appreciate it, buddy. We'll see you in the chat room.
All right, see you.
Bye-bye. If you want to get in your calls, you can, 334-272-9228. We are looking at being a commercial-free episode. The way the calls are going, it's probably going to be that way. Let's go to Bobby right now from Zen Studios. Bobby.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Thanks for calling in.
Awesome. Congratulations. 300 episodes. That's huge.
It is. It's a big deal, and we appreciate you guys supporting us and supporting us with both the Silver Ball Sunday streams that we do, and just I love pinball.
Heck yeah.
So, and you guys just announced new tables.
We did.
Based on, proper football.
Yeah, proper football.
I suppose, yeah. What is
soccer?
What is that about?
That's going to be our first sports table. I'm pretty sure we've never that I know of. So it's going to be our first sports table. It's soccer for the American audience, football for everyone else. It's got a bunch of actual clubs on it that can be represented by that are. You've got their mascots, and you have like the actual players' faces on the table, and we even have, if you're not a soccer fan, we have a Zen team with our little mascot, the sheep, and it's pretty silly and goofy, and it actually has like our designers' faces on the table, so it's gonna be pretty crazy. I haven't done any like gameplay videos or live streams of it yet, so but we do have a trailer up on our Facebook page and on our YouTube. So
when is that due out?
We don't have a release date, but I'm thinking it'll start hitting platforms sometime later this month.
Okay, yeah. I didn't, like I said, when I sent you an email saying, hey, would you mind calling in? I didn't really want it to be, hey, we're going to throw a bunch of questions at you and stuff like that. Just, hey,
no.
Just a friendly thing. But now, in between the time that I asked you about this, you guys released the information about the brand new tables coming out.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh.
No, I totally don't mind talking about it.
Yeah, perfect opportunity.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we just released, we've had quite a bit of stuff happen in the last couple of months. So, like, we just released Castle Storm on Wii U right after Christmas, and then we have Zen Pinball 2 on PS4 now, which I have a code for if anybody wants it. It actually unlocks all the tables, so that's my little gift.
Oh, really? Okay, so
I'm here,
this is for what platform is this?
PS4.
PS4.
Oh, goodness. Wow. Should I tell you what? You're in the chat room, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I can just drop it in there, or however you guys want to do it.
Just drop it in the chat room, and the first person that accepts it or puts it in their system is the winner. There, I would just go that route with it. That would be awesome. We appreciate that.
Heck yeah, no problem. I had a couple other codes, but I was like, man, I wish I had something really cool. And then I was like, oh, I have like one PlayStation 4 code left. So. Man,
that'll be great. This will be
this one. Whoever gets it will need to have Zen Pinball 2 installed on PS4 for it to work. It's a free download, so and this will unlock all of the codes. Here it comes.
Scott, you aren't loading up the Sony Entertainment Network page right now, are you?
I'll tell you this. I already,
you can redeem it without having it already loaded up, but
I already got it. It's not a problem. Don't worry about that. I'm already covered.
Right? And it's in the chat, so go nuts, people.
There it is. For people in the chat room, go ahead, and you do have to have Zen Pinball 2 already installed, and then when you enter that code, you will get everything else. So go ahead and grab it. The Bakov fan wanted me to ask you what it would take for me to design a table.
For you to design a table, you can actually send us any of your ideas. We use a lot of our community ideas. So if you wanted to have some input on something, you could just send us whatever you have, and we usually if people have good ideas, we usually use them. Most of our ideas from tables have come from community stuff.
All right.
So it's not hard.
Well,
although I've never had any direct oh, this is me on the table. But yeah, I mean, most of our ideas and most of our features come right from people's suggestions. So.
I've never had an idea I've honestly never had any kind of. I look at the way the pinball tables are designed, and it breaks my mind to figure out how did they figure out that the ball could go in this direction and hit this ramp exactly. There's I don't.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah, I don't get any of that stuff. I have no idea how it works. I just know when a table's designed well, or at least what I think is designed well. So
yeah, you can instantly definitely tell when something has good flow, and it's like, if this doesn't have good flow, like it's not, you're not going to be able to figure it out. You're not going to understand what to do, and it's just a mess. So definitely, like, whenever I've looked at the stuff that we've designed that, doesn't have, because they obviously don't put any of the, like, pretty colors and, like, things that fly around the table on it right away. They, it has to be playable first, and you have to be able to have a table that actually makes sense before you add all the pretty stuff and the lights. So seeing that and, like, being like, okay, this is a table that we've play tested, and it works and it's fun and it doesn't have anything on it yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me, it's still like, wow, how did you think of this? Like, whose idea was this? This is crazy.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, and again, thank you so much for the support. You, Mel, Neil, everybody over there at Zen. We really, really appreciate it, and continue looking forward to the stuff you guys do over there, especially in the pinball realm. I'll always be right there for that. So, thank you, thank you so much.
No problem at all.
All right,
Congrats on the 300 again.
Yep, we'll like I said, if we get here at 5, I'll be here in a tux.
Heck yeah, I'll be there for it.
Thank you so much, Bobby.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Bobby from Zen Studios. Now we go over to, if I tell you what, let's do it this way. Welcome to In-Game Chat. I'm Scott.
I'm Dennis.
I'm Matt.
I'm RJ.
Go for it. Daniel.
And I'm Daniel.
You're just a step ahead of me.
I'm live now. Oh no.
Yeah.
That worked out well.
That was how it was supposed to work, but that's okay, Daniel. Don't worry about it. Hey, buddy, what's up?
No, not much. Congratulations on 300. Holy shit.
Yeah. Whoa! Hey.
Hey, look.
We're on the radio.
We can't do that anymore, man.
I know now. It's fine. It's good.
Man.
That's why you have the button, Scott.
I get that, but I don't ever. That's the first time we've been back on the air that I've had to use it.
Well.
Oh man.
It's been years. I'm out of practice.
Woo! All right.
This is the perfect show for that to happen.
Didn't the people from Bungie do it the first time, last time around?
It was Bungie, I think, that did it the first time.
Man. What's in the water up there, man?
Vulgarity. Vulgarity is in the water up here.
You've got to give me some time for this thing to reset before I can press that button again, so just
don't worry.
Hold off.
This will be the last episode of In-Game Chat.
God.
Yes.
Has your heart slowed down yet, Scott?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Man, all of us have had nightmares about that happening on the air.
It's just the one guy who used to have to do this is the one guy that broke the rule.
I just want to say I'm glad it wasn't me.
God.
Yeah. See, I took the stress off. It's not going to be any of you now. I took that burden.
Oh, boy. Tell you though, these Destiny codes are still worth it.
Yeah, right. See, I don't come on the air with nothing to offer, but I can make you work for it a little bit.
Oh boy! All right, so you're. So
we're getting Destiny codes. We're getting Destiny codes.
Yeah, when you left us, you went to Texas, correct?
Yes. When I left, I went to Texas, and then I went to Colorado, and then I went to Oregon, and now I'm in Seattle at Bungie.
How did you now everything except for what landed you in Seattle for Bungie? Was everything else like just you military moving you around, or was that job stuff?
It was military moves. Then I got out of the Air Force when we were in Denver. I knew that I kind of wanted to get into games, especially based on my time on in-game chat. Actually, it was like, man, this industry is super awesome. So I was like, what can I do to get in there? I was looking at the various hubs of development around the U.S. and I was like, Seattle seems cool. The wife and I had never lived in the Pacific Northwest, so she found a master's program in book publishing in Oregon.
Nice.
And so I was like, and she's like, I can do this in a year. Let's just go there for a year, knock it out, and then move to Seattle. So that's what we did. We went there. She knocked out her master's program in a year, and we then moved up to Seattle, and I started at Microsoft, and they're doing game testing for Microsoft, and then moved over to Bungie after that.
Wow. Well, congratulations, man. Living the dream.
Yeah, I am.
I like the whole getting out of the Air Force part. That's like, my hero.
It was 6 years. It was a lot of fun. I did a lot of cool stuff.
Yes.
I'm not upset that I did it. I had a great time in the Air Force. However, I knew it wasn't what I wanted to do for a career.
Yeah, I just got back from Barksdale.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I had assignments like Denver, which are great, beautiful cities. So it's good.
So how did you?
And then, then I was in. I had an assignment in Montgomery, Alabama, which is, you know, what led to me being on in-game chat. If I'd never gotten stationed there, that never would have happened. So.
Yeah, man.
True.
I mean, it was great having you on. Plus the fact that you kind of fit a role that RJ and Dennis fit a role on the show which is you'll play those games that like the rest of us don't. Which you'll hit.
Yeah.
Back then you hit up a ton of those indie titles.
Fortress, I remember in particular.
Yeah, Dwarf Fortress was one.
Oh man, I still play Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, he hit a bunch of those indie titles that a lot of us just wouldn't play. Of course, indie is your AAA titles almost.
Right?
I mean, they get a lot of attention.
I feel like all I was doing was making sure that in-game chat was ahead of its time in covering indie titles.
Oh no, you did a great job on the show, man. We miss having you on the show. If you ever get back here, I don't know how you would ever get back here.
Why you'd ever want to come back here?
I love you guys. I don't want to go back there. I've got a pretty good gig going up here in Seattle. Like I'm calling you from in my car, sitting outside of a distillery. So.
Oh, from a distillery. Okay, nice.
It's a rough life here in Seattle.
I guess it is. So yeah, now you work for Bungie and you're working on Destiny, and I know that you've told me that really you can't say much more than that. That's about all you can say.
That's it. That's all I'm allowed. Like I was giving clear direction.
Yeah, and that's fine because I'm sure we're going to hear more. I mean, we already got a release date for the game, and I'm sure we're going to hear more about it come E3 this summer. So we'll be getting lots of information, and I'll probably be hitting you up to come back on the show again. To talk to us about it, and but you've got some beta codes. We have 3 beta codes to give away, and we're going to do these. We're going to do all 3 of them in a different way. But how do you want to do this first one? These are your beta codes to give out. So I mean, how would you like to give? Do you want to give them out in the chat room, or how does it work? They can't go somewhere and enter the code, can they?
They can go somewhere and enter the code.
Okay.
You can go to the website now, and you can go ahead and enter your beta code. And then when we do the beta, you'll be able to like pick platform and all that stuff later on. So don't worry about like, oh no, what if I don't get the platform? Don't worry about that. We'll take care of that later.
Yeah, so then people
go ahead and enter it and get your slot in the beta.
Okay, we can do this audibly, and we'll just do it that way. So everybody now. Go to where do they need to go? What's the website they need to go to?
Well, so here's the caveat: is that right now I don't have access to my work email, outside of a distillery.
Never mind.
So what I'm going to need you guys to do is to help me out.
Okay.
Because I assume you're in the chat.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the first live one. We're going to do this in an interesting way. So I want you guys to like keep track of who.
It doesn't involve swear words, does it?
No, it doesn't involve any swear words.
Okay,
I promise.
good.
It might sound like it, but it doesn't. I promise. So as soon as I get home, I'll just get on my work email and I'll copy the code and send it to them.
Okay.
You just will have to get me their contact info. The very first one I want to do, by the first person in the chat that can spell my last name correctly.
Okay, somebody. Let me get to his like.
Yours
Twitter
is
or
only
whatever.
just slightly better than mine, so.
Yeah, no, right. I feel like this will be like, oh man, this is stumped.
Yeah, at least your last name doesn't have to buy a vowel. So
yeah,
right, that's true.
All right, I've got his last name up on my phone here. So if somebody spells it correctly in the chat room,
I feel like this would be good too. This would be a good for people that have no idea who I am that have started listening since I left the show. This will be a good like research moment.
Well, the thing is that Twitch broadcasts like there's a 60-second delay. From what they're from what they see and what they're typing in the chat room, there's like a 60-second delay. So, no. So it's gonna the chat room just got to the part where we were gonna have to use swear words to do the code. So, they're loading the chat room up with obscenities.
Wow, yeah, that's gotta be fun.
Yeah,
you can't read that on the air.
So, we're Matt says that your last name is Out.
That's a close second.
I think I should get a code for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I won't lie. Yeah.
Nab.
Hey.
Let's see. Hang on. Yep. Nabokov fan got it right.
Ah, yes. I figured it'd be an old timer would nail it.
Yep. Nabokov got it right.
And it's.
I am glad.
So
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty.
Yeah, and the code is platform agnostic, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just enter the code, and then later you'll get to go and choose the platform you want to be on. So. There we go. So Nabokov fan got the first one. We'll do the we're gonna do the second one, and the third one different because there's people who can't join us live, and we want to give them opportunities to get that. So
good job, Nab.
But just keep paying attention to in-game chat because you'll still have a chance to win the code. So, but hey, man, thanks for doing it, and thanks the folks over at Bungie for hooking that up for us.
Oh yeah. It's all big. I want to give Deej a shout out. Like I emailed Deej this week and was like, this is super short notice, but can you hook me up? And he was more than happy to help us out. So I really appreciate that. Like
Yeah.
I had to wait.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it as well.
There.
And thanks for being. How many episodes were you with us? Do you remember?
Oh man, I haven't gone back and counted, but I feel like it was almost a year. It feels about right.
I want to say it was close to it.
Yeah, it was like I feel like it was like 10 months or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd have to go back and count the episodes. Good grief! But I mean, it was some good ones. I still talk about the David Hayter episode.
You know, there's a lot of people who still talk about that episode.
We hear about that all
we got a lot of people saying, "Oh, I picked you up on the David Hayter," which, by the way, he's the next person to call in.
Oh, well, I better get off the phone because...
No, that's okay. He is not due to call in until in about 10 minutes.
I think.
Okay, well.
I think Daniel started right as he left right as I got started back on the show. Because I don't remember.
We traded one military for another, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how it works.
We're
all interchangeable.
Yeah,
right?
you have too many of us at one time. We just take over.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We'd make you fill out all sorts of paperwork and wear reflective veils. It'd be terrible.
What was your favorite memory from in-game chat from the times that you were with us?
Oh man, that's tough. I was just telling the story the other day, unrelated to the 300 episode. We were talking about like weird things, the podcast and stuff, and I was reminiscing not only about the David Hayter episode because obviously that was a great interview, but the time that I brought in the military special for James and he tasted that.
I was thinking about that. I figured it was going to be the military. I was actually trying to find that episode.
That was hilarious.
To use in the opening montage that we did, but to find the one where you brought in that nasty military special.
It was probably the worst alcohol that I've ever smelled, tasted, anything. It was miserable.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, because James was saying he would drink anything, and I think this is
challenge accepted.
And I said I will see your claim, sir, and raise you a military special and see if you drink that.
Well, I really I wish that he could be here. He is over doing his other job thing, and could not make it for this episode, sadly. So, but I wish he could have, at least just to reminisce with you, and especially to give his, agreement of how horrible that military special junk was. So
he probably still has it. Like I don't imagine he's finished it at this point. I know he used it to clean something once.
I was going to say, I think he got some rust off a bumper or something like that with
it
it
was ridiculous.
Well, Daniel, thank you so much for calling in, man. We do appreciate it. I know you've got more beer to drink and things to do, so.
Yeah, well, big congratulations again. Like, in-game chat is absolutely phenomenal. I love listening to you guys all the time, so.
Well, thanks.
It was an honor to be part of it, and it's a great moment, so it's good to see you guys. Hopefully we'll be here for 400 again, maybe. I don't know what I'll be able to bring to the table for 400. I don't know how I top Destiny beta codes. But
I'm sure there'll be DLC.
I'll see what I can do. We'll cross that bridge when we get to 400.
All right, man. Well, take care, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Adios, guys.
Bye-bye. That was Daniel Ockenpaw, who used to be on the show with us a couple of years back. I think he joined around 2008 and was there for about a year. And then, of course, military, as per usual, which is what it's going to be doing to Matt here in a couple of months, sent him off. Again, was just part of the show in spirit type situation. Yeah, and then he got a job in the gaming business. So there you go.
So we now are infinitely jealous of him.
Well, yeah. Plus, we've got a line into Bungie of all places.
Oh yeah, that's a good trade-off.
Yeah. I want to make special mention of the guy who's answering the phones tonight. It is Joey Clark. He is in the producer's booth there. I had asked him earlier this week. I was like, we might be getting some calls this week. Would you mind coming in and doing some of these? He said no. And I said, would you mind if I, paid you? And he said, sure. And then we're not paying him. But he's still going to stick it out. So
He can have a cupcake.
Yeah, he'll get. We got some cake over there that we're going to break into a little bit later on in the program. So, want to thank everybody else who is in the chat room. We've got more people showing up. Laconish is in there. Who else did I see show up? Did you guys see? Well, Straximus is already in there.
I saw Medusa's Mirror show up.
Medusa's Mirror. Noob Sauce 87 is in there. Somebody gave us a big congratulations earlier, and I'm trying to find that. Grey Dragon.
Grey Dragon, yeah.
Grey Dragon showed up in the chat room as well. If you'd like to be in the chat room, we are at twitch.tv. You can head over there and type in in-game chat and join us in the chat room. This is where you can watch the webcam live while we broadcast, and you can also participate in some of these giveaways that we've done and everything else that we're going to be doing tonight as well. So we're going to take a musical break. I don't have any commercials to play, but I am going to take a quick musical break so that I can have some water and just kind of relax a little bit after that moment there with Daniel that we had. And then when we come back, we'll have more of In-Game Chat's 300th episode in just a bit. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is our big 300th episode. Like I said, we don't have any commercials lined up, but we'll have little musical breaks in between now and then just to have just to give us a chance to relax, take some time, and calm down after the stunt.
Let certain things build up 7 seconds.
Just yeah, really, no kidding. It is back, and we only get 6, by the way.
Oh, 6?
Yeah, it is a 6-second delay. So yeah. Anyway, welcome back, everybody who is in the chat room. We've got word that a listener of ours, I cannot remember his name in the chat room, but he's got some Steam codes, and he's gonna be throwing them out in the chat room. So have your have your Steam up and ready and enter in some of these codes to win some of these free games. I see Nick Paleo has joined us, B.A. Penguin. He says, can I call in? You are more than welcome to call in, sir. Anybody is welcome to call in. 334-272-9228, 334-272-9228. For those listening on the chat room, if you are listening in the chat room, if you are watching the show, you can see that we're inside a radio studio. Please watch the language. We are not allowed to speak how we speak outside of this room. So yes,
the FCC murder drones will come for us.
Oh boy, won't they? So anyway, yes, you are more than welcome to call in. We would love to hear from you. Like I said, you can find out ingamechat.net. You'll get all the links that you need to get in touch with us. Our Twitter account, Facebook, YouTube. You can find our forums over at colonyofgamers.com if you want to interact with us over there. We've got a thread on NeoGAF if you want to find our thread there. We're all over the place. We just gave away a Destiny beta code earlier. We've got 2 more of those codes that we're going to be giving away. Some for the people who can't join us live, and then one maybe down the road on Twitter or something like that. We may give one away that way to some listeners or some people following us. So plenty of options that we can do to have you guys win a code here. Let's go to the phones now. We have Jay on the phone.
Yeah.
Is this Jay? Jay, thanks for calling in.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Where are you calling from?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, okay. Hey, man, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Hey, I was just want to get maybe some of you guys to, like maybe give me your thoughts on the Diablo game, and do you know anything more about the levels on it?
Is this the Diablo for the consoles?
Diablo 3?
Yeah, for 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diablo 3 then. I don't know much about it. I've not played 3.
I haven't played the console version. I've only played the PC version, and not very much. I haven't even finished the PC version of it, so I'm not very.
Does the console one mirror the PC?
As far as I know, it does. There are
port.
There are a few differences that it has.
Okay.
In how it does some of the things, but that it does. But in fact, some would say it's actually better than what the PC has done. With the way it works, but I'm not exactly sure. Like, what is your question about the levels?
On really more or less, it has I guess, yeah, like say like I'm on level 20. I'm like a new gamer actually. I've in the past year, and I recently got into like quest games, and I'm just trying to figure out, like what kind of games should I go into if I like those kind of quest games first off, and the leveling up on it, and do you know how many levels that it has, and if it, and do you guys think that it's a good game?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I played on the PC as well with Scott and James and some
of
the
we
other
played
guys.
it together in co-op, and I really that was the only way I preferred to play it was with co-op.
with friends.
So with friends online and stuff to play it, that was the only way I preferred to. The levels.
Isn't there a level cap at 50?
I'm not sure. There could be. See, this is again, James would know this question. Would know the answer to this question, but he can't join us here tonight. But he would know what this is. But as far as I know, if you're looking for stuff like that, Diablo 3 is really the one to go with on that. As far as the console that you're playing on,
yeah. Torchlight as well is another good one that's in the same vein as Diablo.
But I don't think he has. I think is that PC or is that also?
It's on 360.
On the 360 as well.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes.
What do you have? What system are you playing on? PS3?
360.
Oh, you're playing on the 360. Okay, you may have said that, and I apologize. Yeah, there's a game called Torchlight that you would probably enjoy. It was made by some of the It was made by some people who actually worked on
the original Diablo.
The original Diablo game.
Yeah, it's not available on disc if I remember correctly. It's only through the Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
No, Straximus just wrote in. I think he says the level cap is 60.
Oh,
I thought it was.
Thank
I
you,
thought it was
Jeremy.
higher than that. And I wasn't even sure if it had a cap, but yeah, level cap on Diablo 3 is 60. So.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to continue on that, I thank you, and I appreciate what y'all do.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate you listening.
All right.
Oh, let's go to Lee Conish. Hey, Lee Con.
You got me on the air?
I do. Yes, you're on the air. Why? What are you about to do?
No, nothing bad. I was just going to say congratulations on 300, man.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I was worried.
He's a little paranoid from Daniel called earlier. We apologize for that.
Daniel has given me a little bit of, a little bit of nervousness now. When somebody
Facial
says,
tick and
am I on the air? Yes.
No.
Oh.
I'm not going to do that. I've been on radio before. I'm not going to get us killed.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, and thanks for the congrats, man.
Not a problem, dude. I know we were talking about doing indie stuff. I'd love to call in more so I can talk indies with y'all.
Oh, we'd love that.
Phone line's always open, buddy.
All right, man. Have a great one. And here's to 300 more.
We appreciate it. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. If you'd like to call in, you can. 334-272-9228 is the number. 334-272-9228. So, I guess we'll ask this. Has anybody played anything? I have not.
I actually brought my Vita with me when I went away on this trip I just got back on, and I beat Uncharted Golden Abyss on the Vita.
Awesome.
So I enjoyed that. Obviously, it's not made by the actual Naughty Dog people that did the real Uncharted games. It's, I think, third party.
It is, and I can't remember the name of them. In fact, Amy's going to be on. She'll probably know.
But I enjoyed it a lot. I had a good time playing that one. So.
One of the situations I get into with my Vita is the fact that I got it so late in the game, and I had so many free games from PS Plus on my docket that my memory card filled up pretty quick. And now it's just like, it's become a Steam situation.
What games do you install?
A ton of games, and what am I going to play? Which one do I want to sit down and play today? And the fact that it's a portable system makes it a little bit different for me as well, because, like you said, you took it with you on a trip.
Yeah.
That's great. That's what it's for.
It was perfect for it. Because originally I wanted to bring my PS4 with me and play it there, but I just I'll just take my Vita instead.
Yeah, and unless I go on a trip, I hardly take my Vita with me, or I hardly play it, too. It's just... It's one of those things where if I sit down and play a game, I'm usually at home and I've got tons of other options. It's just the Vita is just another option to throw into the mix of things to play. And it usually, if I do, the one time that I may decide, I think I will, it needs charging. And it's like, okay, well then, I'll just play this on Steam or whatever it is that I decide to go and play again. So.
And I also played and beat Hotline Miami. And that on the Vita as well.
On the Vita?
Yeah.
That's a game I need to get back to. I tried it, and I just couldn't get the feel of it.
It took me a while to get into it. The first couple of levels, I was like, okay, I think I know what's going on. But when I actually had some time to sit down and play it, then I started to enjoy it, and I just ran through it all in one sitting.
Yeah. I know that you have recently been away, but of course, the Tim Schafer game that you backed.
I installed it as soon as I got back Thursday. I was stranded in the big snowpocalypse here in the South.
Yeah.
And so I was driving back from Louisiana and got stranded in Meridian, Mississippi for 2 days. So when I finally got back here, that's the first thing I did was I loaded it up, I downloaded it, and I haven't started it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Did anybody else get any time in with anything else?
Got some more Binding of Isaac time, and I actually beat the first 2 bonus dungeons in it, which I thought the main game was difficult, and these are just so much harder. Like about 5 tries to get through Sheol, and at least 2 to get through the Cathedral. For anybody who's played Binding of Isaac knows what those are.
Yeah.
But nothing else aside from that. That's been my main game right now.
Anything for you, RJ?
Yeah, I got together with some friends of mine, played some Borderlands 2, helped them get some levels up on their characters. Spent some more time with Virtua Fighter 5, did that, and also played a little bit of Pac-Man Champion Edition DX, just to cool off and just play some little low pace or whatever. But other than that, nothing much.
Now you're still in training, right?
Yeah, I'm still in training up for final round, trying to get as much practice as I can in.
That is in how many weeks?
It's about a month and a half from now, so about 5-6 weeks.
In my head, RJ's doing the video montage from Punch Out when Little Mac's running and the guy's riding the bike next to him. That's how you're training.
No,
in my
no
head.
physical training for that. No, it's basically making sure I can do every move that I can when I can at
Okay.
in any given situation.
Just
That's
like
pretty
do you like just like say to yourself, all right, do this one, do that one? And
Yeah, it's like basically like if I like take a character, the character I use, and then try to do his or her special moves over and over and over again until you can't miss it. Like do it like 10 to 15 times in a row on
Okay.
either side, 1-piece side or 2-piece side, over and over and over again until you can get it right. Then practicing combos and try to make adjustments or any situations you can think of.
do you set up like the training bots that just like stand there that way you could, spar against them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So block everything, block after first hit, things of that nature. Just try to get everything I can in.
Cool.
And try to remember it. Get the muscle memory in as well.
Yeah, you were telling me you would basically like do a special move like 20 times to one side, switch over to the other side, and like 2D platformers.
That's a normal practice. That's a normal practice session. A lot of folks I read about and how other folks do it. They just do it over and over again until they can't possibly mess it up.
Okay.
So it's like second nature. Like I said, muscle memory.
Yeah, it's because one of the most impressive things I saw, I think it was a Street Fighter 3 game, where I can't remember the characters involved, but it was basically versus Chun-Li, where she did their super with the 100 kicks and whatever, and each one of them was parry.
Oh, the parry.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, that's one
of them legendary.
That's
Evo
a legendary,
moments.
yeah.
That's a legendary Evo moment. Yeah, Daigo and Justin Wong.
Yeah, it just seemed like what was involved in that, having to memorize.
That was one of the
timing,
things
all
that really
those.
put Evo on the map, I think,
Yeah,
with
it was,
almost just mainstream viewers as well, just for that situation that
Yeah.
happened. So,
in fact, they put it in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike download for PlayStation and Xbox, I believe. I think one of the challenge moves in there is doing that parry and the following combo afterward that Daigo performed.
okay. Well, we're going to take a break. We've got to hit we got to do our top of the hour ID. This is radio, so we actually have to do these things. And when we come back, oh goodness, we've got 3 people on the phone calling at the same time here that we got to get to. So we're gonna get into some music. We're gonna go right into the ID, and then we'll come back with more of our 300th episode of In-Game Chat. We will be right back. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. It is our 300th episode. And right now, we've got lots of people on the phone and not a lot of time to get to them. Let's go right to David Hayter on line 2 with us right now. David, you there?
I am. How are you?
Oh, goodness. It is great to hear from you, man. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, we appreciate it. You were one of our first guests, and one of the guests that actually pretty much skyrocketed our listenership when we had you on. Well, you know, Metal Gear Solid 4 was just being released, and then there were all these other things going on at that time. This was years ago, man. Watchmen was going to be released, and you know, you were doing the writing on that. So a lot of huge things were coming up, and we've had plenty of people who have called in and said, "Oh, I started listening during the David Hayter episode." So
that's awesome.
But thank you for thank you for calling in for our 300th, and of course you were also a part of our Child's Play charity drive that we did. and offered your voice to somebody's outgoing answering message, I believe is what it was.
Right. I hope I did that.
Yeah, you did. It was, I believe it was you. I think it was you. I'm pretty sure it was you. It's going back some years.
My license sound alike.
Yeah, but we appreciate it. I know that you are extremely busy because I've been trying to get you on for a couple of times now, but you did it for the 300th episode, and that that just means a lot to us. So thank you.
Well, you're quite welcome. It's a great honor, and thank you for having me back. I've been busy. I just directed my first film, so that tends to take up a lot of your time.
What film was that, if you don't mind saying?
It's called Wolves. We just sold it in the U.S., so it'll be coming out this summer, starring Lucas Till from X-Men First Class, and Jason Momoa, who was Khal Drogo on Game of Thrones. So.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Wow.
Pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know that you are very, very busy, and but I appreciate you calling in for our 300th, man.
Well, it's always my pleasure, and I just want to say to all of your listeners, beware Metal Gear, and hopefully that'll tide them over through while they're playing Metal Gear 5.
Yeah. I would talk about that, but I promised you that I would not. So I'm not gonna bring any of that stuff up. I want to so badly, but promised I wouldn't.
I know.
So.
Hey, listen. I mean, I'll talk about anything. It's probably my office not to bring it up, but I don't care.
Well, then fine. Are you in Ground Zeroes?
No.
Okay.
Congratulations.
All right.
There's the scoop.
We've cracked the case.
So we'll see how well that game sells. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for calling in. Have a great one, and we'll definitely talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much, guys, and congratulations on your 300th episode. That's fantastic.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And from one voice actor over to two voice actors, we have Ellen McLean and John Lowry on the phone right now. Hey, guys.
Hi.
Husband and wife team on the phone, voice actors. Hey, thanks for calling in. Hello?
Hi, David Hayter sounds like a very nice man.
Yeah, he was in the middle of doing a shoot and had to go very quickly. So I apologize for making you guys wait like that. But thank you so much for staying on the line and for just calling in for our 300th episode. We really appreciate it.
Well, we're happy to do it, and I just ate another cookie.
You just ate another cookie?
Well, while we were waiting, she ate another cookie. It was pretty awesome to see.
All right. Well, we've got cupcakes and a cake over here that somebody brought us for our 300th episode, so we'll be breaking into that a little bit later on. But you guys were with us. You guys also helped us out with the Child's Play thing, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I could be completely mistaken on that part. But we had you guys on during the height, of course, of Portal when it first released,
and that was the same episode that Jonathan Colton was on as well.
We had Colton on at the same time, so. You guys did a lot. You guys did a lot for our listenership as well. In fact, it seems like voice actors do the most credit for our show because we had David, we've had you two, we had Mark Hamill on and Nolan North. So yeah, that's.
Nice thing about voice actors is that they talk, which works well on radio. If you have like a graphic artist and they do a nice painting or something, it's very nice as a painting, but it doesn't work well on radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, but we appreciate you guys calling in and celebrating our 300th. I know that it was, tough on trying to get the scheduling worked out, but I appreciate whatever you guys had to do to go through and make this happen. We thank you.
Well, and thank you so much. And we're so glad that you guys are going so strong. And 300 episodes, that's a pretty nice birthday.
It is. It took us 8 years to do it, and it shouldn't have taken us 8 years to get that far. But we've had a couple of stumbles on the way and different things that have come into play. But we've just kept trucking along and finally made it to 300. So it is quite a landmark and one that we kind of wanted to punctuate and mark the occasion with some of our most memorable guests that we've had on, and the two of you are right up there in that list. So thank you so much.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm proud of your accomplishments. 8 years old, you don't even hit puberty for another 5 years.
So things don't really start getting serious until then, huh?
That's right.
Well, thank you both for calling. We appreciate it. What do you guys, is anything going on with the two of you? Any projects you guys have coming up?
Well, of course, all the stuff that we're doing with Valve and other game companies is all proprietary. We can't talk about. But we have been very hard at work finishing up the audiobook of my science fiction novel, Dancing with Eternity. And it's read by both of us, by me and Ellen. And I put in the music and the ambient sound effects and stuff like that. It's going to be kind of halfway between an audiobook and a radio play. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, when should that be coming out?
It should be coming out this spring. It's hard to say. We have to upload it to the audio.com or audible.com guys and all iTunes and all that kind of stuff, and they have to check out whatever they have to check out, copyrights or whatever. It takes them about 3 months to get through their process. So right around 3 months from
All right. Well, we'll be sure to keep an eye out for that and maybe have you back on to talk about it. So
now. That'd be great.
thank you so much to the two of you for calling in. We do appreciate it. And just congratulations on everything that's been going great. And, of course, I know you're not allowed to talk about whatever you're doing with Valve, but it's nice to know that you're doing something with Valve. So, whatever that happens to be, congratulations, and we look forward to it. I wish you could tell us when we could look forward to it, but I know that
we can only hope that it's something with a 3 in it.
Yeah, really. That's pretty much it. We just hope there's a 3 at the end of it. It could be Portal 3, Left 4 Dead 3, Half-Life 3, whatever. Team Fortress 3. Just as long as a 3 is at the end of the whatever it is you guys are working on.
Happy 300th episode.
Thank you so much. We will check in with you again. Some down the road, of course, whenever we hear about whatever this third thing is, and we'll
an original thing,
or original, whatever it may be. But we'll definitely talk to you again. Thanks again for calling in. Bye bye. That was Ellen McLean and John Lowry, voice actors, of course, and they do a lot of stuff with Valve. John, did you say he was the heavy in
I
Team
believe
Fortress
so.
2?
He was. I know he's Odessa Cubbage in Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
I believe he was the heavy as well.
And Ellen, of course, is GLaDOS, and she's also the voice of the
Overwatch in Half-Life 2.
Yeah. And Team Fortress 2, the
administrator, isn't it?
Yes, whatever that person is.
I just remember the great fan art, and then that artist went on to be the official Team Fortress 2 artist, essentially, or at least comic book artist of some kind, I believe.
Okay.
All right, let's jump back into the phone lines. We have Nick, and I am going to guess this is B.A. Penguin Nick. Nick from Co-Optimus Nick, is that correct?
Yes, the voice of Gordon Freeman.
Nick, hey man, how's it going?
Good, how about yourself?
Well, just doing our 300th episode and trying not to get fined by the FCC. How's that for you?
All in a day's work, right?
Yeah, really. I don't know if you were around or if you heard what Daniel did, but you probably didn't because I made sure it didn't go out over the air.
Yeah, I just missed it. I had just turned into the episode, so.
Yeah, I made sure that didn't go out over the air, but it's just one of those things that happens. Although that kid should have known better. Anyway, what's up with you, man?
Not much, same old. I just want to congratulate you guys on 300 episodes. That's quite the accomplishment.
It is. Like I've said before, it took us 8 years to get here, but we'll make sure that 400 and 500 come a lot quicker than what this 300 got here with. But how are things going over at Co-Optimus? What's been going on over there?
To be honest, things are calmed down a little bit. I think just in general, we've had this conversation, a couple of the guys over there, that gaming, like console gaming and stuff at the next generation launch has kind of put this tepidness on everything. Everyone's kind of waiting for the next big thing and stuff like that. So, in terms of co-op games and stuff, they're few and far between on consoles, but the indie scene is just exploding still on PC, and we're seeing it pick up on like PlayStation 4 and stuff like that, and it sounds like Xbox One's got some stuff in the pipe too. So,
well, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? I've been hitting the backlog pretty hard. I finally finished Skyrim actually, so that was good stuff there.
Now, just the main story, right?
Yeah. Well, it was funny because I had played it when it first came out on Xbox, but I never got around to finishing the main story. I got sidetracked, So I picked it up on a Steam sale, and I was like, all right, I'm doing nothing but the main story. And it ended up taking like 22 hours, so, meaty game there. But
what's the last co-op game you've been playing?
we've been doing some streaming for the show. Like basically, so we do our podcast every other week, and then the off weeks we're doing a stream.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done some of the free-to-play stuff like Warframe. We've been playing Hammerwatch a little bit. Yeah, just going through the Steam library. There's so many good little indie games out there. There's like humble bundles. You have more games than you realize you have. Suddenly it's like, you got 10 or 15 to choose from, and they're all pretty solid titles. So.
Well, they really are, and a lot of them. Either some of them come with co-op play, or at least some kind of multiplayer function, or community involvement type function, build levels and upload things and that sort of stuff. So,
yeah,
you get a lot of that. What is the next big thing? You were talking about waiting for it. What is it?
Yeah, in terms of co-op or just.
Well, let's focus on co-op for the moment. In terms of co-op, what do you see as the next big thing?
Ironically, it's one of those games that kind of blurs the line of co-op. Dark Souls 2, which is, I guess, middle of March, I believe.
It
so
is.
it's like
next month.
Like 6 weeks away.
It is.
But yeah, the Dark Souls games, they're just insanely popular. I go through like the stats for the year, and last year, like Dark Souls stories, I think they were like 4 or 5 of the top 10 stories for the year. People are just obsessed with those games, and I don't know why. I've tried.
It's amazingly brutal.
I've tried. I don't know.
It just seems that if you can build up skill in that and get good at it.
Yeah.
I guess that seems to be the main draw for a lot of people. Is that it's brutal but kind of fair?
It's harsh but fair. I mean, there's nothing really cheap that I found playing Dark Souls. It was just trial and error. You'll learn to stop taking this route or jumping over this area or doing this. You're going to do it till you get it right.
Yeah, our inside joke on the show, Mike Katsufrakis said to me the one time, he's like, you just have to play by the rules. So that's kind of every time we talk about a game, be like, but are you playing by the rules? That's the inside joke. So yeah, I guess you have to follow the rules to enjoy Dark Souls. But yeah. I think that's about it. The Titanfall looks like the big release in general coming up.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, did you get a chance to check out the alpha of that?
I did not, no.
Yeah, I didn't either. But I mean, you and I have both played it, obviously, over at PAX or E3 or something like that. So
yeah.
I really liked what I played. So I'm really looking forward to that release.
Yeah, it'll be one of those things that I'm curious the kind of legs it has, the replayability and all that other kind of stuff.
Well, which way will you go with it, man? You gonna go PC or are you gonna go Xbox One with it?
I'm probably gonna go PC. I've been really focused on PC gaming a lot lately. Even I have both the new consoles and stuff, but I'm just getting a lot of enjoyment out of my PC. So I think that's where I'll be. That's where a lot of my friends will be. So.
Well, man, we appreciate you calling in to the show and congratulating us on the 300. We appreciate your support, dude. We wouldn't have had a chat room way back when unless it was for your chat room.
Oh, yeah.
Back in EVAV radio days and stuff. Yeah, it was. Yeah, long time. Those are some good times, and yeah.
Yeah.
8 years. When you say 8 years, wow. I mean, that's
I know.
insane.
8 years, dude. I've known you for 8 years. Are you going to E3 this year?
I will be going to E3, yes.
All right. Well, that seems to be the next time I'll get to see you. So
we'll have breakfast as we always do.
Oh, of course, that wonderful breakfast at the pantry. God, that's some good stuff. That's horrible for you, but God, it's great. Anyway, thanks again for calling in, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks, guys. Congrats again.
Bye-bye. All right, moving on to the phone lines here. We have another friend of the show, Twisted Pixel, on the line right now. It's actually somebody we haven't talked to from Twisted Pixel before. This is, I hope I pronounce it right, is this Naveen?
Yeah, that's right, Naveen.
Naveen, hey man, we have not talked to you before, but we've talked to plenty of people from Twisted Pixel. We've had Jay on the show. We have had, we've
Josh Bear.
we've had Josh, we've had Michael, and so we've had plenty of people from Twisted Pixel on multiple times. You guys are pretty much considered friends of the show, and have always given us plenty of support. And whenever we've asked for interviews and help, you guys have helped us. So thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Oh, it's absolutely no problem. Yeah, I kind of feel bad because I know you've been doing a lot of interviews with Jay, but unfortunately he was out of town, or he's going to be out of town tonight. And so he came over to me on Friday and was like, "Hey, can you? We really like these guys, and we don't want to let them down on their 300th show." And I was like, "Who are you talking about?" So then he told me about the show, and he said, "You like to talk a lot, so would you mind talking to them?" And actually, I have to say, I also feel bad that I have not seen your show before, but when we did the emails earlier, I went and looked it up because, I'd like to hear how your format is. And I got to say, I really love it.
Well, thank you.
I've been looking for something to help. I've kind of run out of other stuff that I was interested in for my morning and evening commutes. So I'm definitely going to be listening to your show. I go backlogging through it.
You have 299 episodes to listen to.
Exactly. You've got plenty of backlog.
No, I really like the way you guys handle it. So congratulations on your 300th episode. I mean, it's pretty solid. I like the mix, kind of going back and forth. You're not only supporting certain kinds of games and trying to even the field out, and it's good. I like it.
Oh no, definitely. We like to have diversity in our hosts when we can, when they can join us, because there are a few of us here who just play pretty much the AAA titles, or we have our own favorites. But then there's people here who there's only one of us on staff who owns a Wii U. And so, they can play that. And then we've got a few people who own a DS, and they play those. And RJ over here, he only plays sports and fighting games. He plays others. But, I mean, his specialty are in those fields that a lot of us don't have specialty in. So we try to cover as much as we can in the broad sense of everything. And so we try to, and I'm glad you noticed that. So that's great. But tell us, again, we haven't talked to you before. We know what Josh does, which is pretty much nothing. We know what Michael does. He doesn't really. Well, see, Josh has fever dreams and says we should make a game out of this thing I just thought of.
I'm very, very familiar with Josh's fever dreams.
and then Michael says, "Yeah, that sounds good. You guys do this." And then Jay says, "Well, I'll promote it, whatever it is." What do you do?
So I'm a game programmer. So part of my job is to take the fever dream and try to put it into real words, along with the designers. And so I'm, like I said, I've only been with the company. I joined around the time they were finishing up Gunstringer. So I did just a few things on that, not a whole lot. But Loco Cycle, I was one of the primary combat and gameplay and combat programmers on that one. So for me, it was a lot of trying to figure out, when someone comes up, they come up to me and, like I said, Josh's fever dreams. And he's like, "Hey, this motorcycle, it's going to have to do kung fu. It's going to be," I'm saying, "Did it stop moving?" No, it didn't stop moving. It's still going down the road, and you need to fight guys in jetpacks and other things like that. And it's, my job is to figure out how we do that.
Yeah, make that happen. Exactly.
Make that happen, yeah.
Oh, boy, I feel for you, man. But, hey, you do a great job with it. I did play Loco Cycle and enjoyed it. And
thank you.
You know what? I've enjoyed all of your games, and I've told Jay this, and I really hope you guys port Gunstringer over to Xbox One, because I did not have a Kinect at the time that it released and never did get a chance. That's the only game of yours that I have not been able to play.
Well, we'll see what happens. I can't say yes or no to that.
Yeah, I didn't. All these interviews I lined up saying that, look, we just want them to call in and just have them on the show. We don't want to pressure them with questions or anything like that. So I don't want to push that on you or anything.
Oh, don't worry about it.
But we appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, tell everybody over there that we say hello. In fact, I don't know if you were there at the time, but we're actually in a Twisted Pixel game.
Which one?
We are in Comic Jumper.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We are in the credits of Comic Jumper.
All right, I'll check that out.
Josh gave us a nice little nod in the credits. In fact, one of our community members got his picture as part of a Child's Play charity auction thing. He got his picture in one of the unlockables in Comic Jumper.
Oh, cool.
So
that was actually the game. I was at another job, and I started playing Comic Jumper. I played the demo, actually, and I laughed so hard, I was like, all right, I got to find out who these guys are.
Yeah.
And I applied, and then they got the interview, got the job.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. Like I said, these guys have been nothing but generous to us, and we will have them on every episode that we can. So thank you so much for being a part of it.
My
All right, congrats again.
yeah, my last deployment, I actually dressed up a bomb with some bomb art with Explosion Man.
Oh, awesome.
That's right, because he works. He's in military, and so some bomb that exploded somewhere.
It went
explosion.
boom.
It had Explosion Man on it. I don't know if that's a good PR thing or I'm not sure, but it was pretty cool.
I guess maybe I should scale back my awesome. 'Cause I know, it's, yeah.
Well, it was on Twisted Pixel's front page for a little while.
Yeah.
I'll say that's neat. How about that?
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for calling in, man. We appreciate
Thanks, guys.
Thank
no
you.
You guys
Bye-bye.
again. Bye.
All right, let's go over to Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy.
What's up, guys?
Hey, it's Strax.
We miss you, man.
Yeah.
We
I
have
was
cake
hoping
up here
I
and
could make it
everything.
in, but we went to the park earlier today, and I threw my back out chasing the kids around.
Old man.
You old
I'm
man.
crawling around on the floor trying to make it from the couch to the love seat, and
You're an old. Well, you know what? I say that, but I spent like 2 days in a hospital. Well, not really a hospital room, but whatever. This week, I was not good.
I heard a little bit about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had some issues this week, which made doing that opening montage even tougher to try and get that thing done. Having a week to work on this thing and losing 2 days.
Well, we are getting old.
We are,
I turned
dude.
36 yesterday, so
it's
the warranty's expired, and I fell apart.
It's horrible, man. 8 years. 8 years is. It's great to put on the thing of like, hey, we've been doing this for 8 years, 300 episodes, and then it's like, oh crap, we've been doing this for 8 years.
Yeah, then it sinks in.
8 years of this stuff. Well, what are your favorite memories from doing this?
Let's see. Talking to Charlie Duke was a highlight. The David Hayter interview was awesome. The dude from GTA that played Nico's cousin.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that was a lot of fun. There was a lot of really good ones.
Mystery Science Theater guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nolan North. I mean, we've had plenty on that have just been that have been great. Of course, you were there for the Mark Hamill interview.
Yeah.
It was just you. It was
pretty
you
much
and
ran the
me.
show that day.
Yeah, it was just you and me who did that, and Mark just took it over. In fact, I tried to get Mark on, but he is at an awards banquet tonight. I believe it is the Annie Awards. It's animation.
Yeah, animation, voice acting.
In fact, some of the folks from Naughty Dog, in fact, the Last of Us team from Naughty Dog are up for that, or up for, they're nominated for an Annie Award tonight, and so they're all over there doing that. Neil Druckmann, who wrote Last of Us, he is at the Writers Guild Awards tonight, and could not call in for that one.
It's award season.
It is. It really is. So they're all, and hopefully we'll get some good news from what they've done. But yeah, tried to get Mark on, but he's at an award show. So, which that's fine. Trust me, award shows I'm sure beats out 300th episode of some podcast in Montgomery, Alabama. So anyway, what have you played? You probably haven't played anything, have you?
All I've played recently have been Mega Man games. Jack likes me to play Mega Man games. We've been through all 10 Mega Man games. We played Mega Man Base, and now I'm going through the Game Boy games. We're on the 4th one. After that, I think there's the 2 arcade ones, and then we'll have to move over to the Mega Man X series.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Are you going to play through, was it X6 again?
No, I'm not going to tell them that one exists. We'll stop it.
No, it just goes to
Either
X.
4 or
It just
5.
goes to X8. That's all.
What about Legends?
I never played Legend, actually.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Probably not.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you calling in, buddy. I hope your back gets better.
Yeah, well, thanks. Me too. Becky said to tell you guys hi.
Hey, Becky.
Hey, Becky.
She was in. I think I mentioned her. She was in the opening of the montage there.
Yeah, I heard her in the opening.
Because she used to hang out here in the studio with us. So, but anyway, thanks for calling in, man. We hope you get better.
Yeah, thanks, man. You guys take care.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
If you would like to get in on the show, you got 30 minutes to do it. The number is 334-272-9228. We're going to take a break for a bit, and we'll be back with more of our 300th episode of In-Game Chat in just a moment. welcome back to In-Game Chat. It is our 300th episode. Little musical interlude there for you. You know, I forgot to mention all the music that we've been playing. I have no idea. This is Final Fantasy IX.
Yes.
Dennis would know that.
Yeah. I'm wearing a shirt from it, so yes.
Yeah, so I think, but I don't know any of the other stuff that we played.
One of them was Doom.
Doom and
Catan, yeah.
I can't remember what the other ones were. I don't remember. So, anyway, welcome back to the 300th episode. Let's go to the phones. We've got a lot of people waiting on the lines right now, but one of our scheduled guests to call in has called in. And Amy, are you there?
I am, yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for calling.
Of course. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Congratulations
Hello.
on your 300th episode.
This is Amy Hennig from Naughty Dog who is calling in, and we have had her on before, and just wonderful to hear from you again. I've only talked to you in text, so it's been a while.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad it worked out. I wanted to call and wish you the best. How's it going so far?
It's going great. We have had a lot of callers call in, and I tried to get Neil to call in, but of course he's at an awards
He's
banquet.
off at the Writers Guild Awards tonight.
Do we have any idea on any update from that?
You know what? I don't know what the schedule is, but come on, he's going to win. I mean,
Well, yeah, we want to know. Another person that we tried to get on was Mark Hamill, who's been on the show before, but he is up for an Annie Award, which turns out
the Annie Awards are tonight too. Yeah.
it turns out that the Last of Us guys are up for that.
Yeah, about 3 of our guys are out there at the show tonight. Yeah, so it's a big night for Naughty Dog.
It really is for some award stuff. So when will we know on either of those? Later on tonight, I guess?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if they sort of announce those as they go. Usually the Video Game Writers Guild Awards, anyway, is sort of lumped in with animation writing. And that's usually pretty early on in the night. So I would say soon. Yeah,
I would think Twitter and text and stuff would be blowing up.
It'll light up for Neil and Naughty Dog and Last of Us when it happens. I shouldn't just be that egotistical to say it's just going to happen, but it's a pretty phenomenal game. So I would be very, very surprised if they didn't walk away with everything.
Well, you're a previous nominee for and probably you're a winner too, aren't you?
2 WGA awards for Uncharted 2 and 3.
That's fantastic. Where do you keep those?
They are right in front of me right now. They're sitting across from my desk. I'm actually at work.
Of course you're at the office. How late were you at the office last night? Because I didn't get your text until for my time it was midnight.
I have to be so careful what I say because I have a tendency to speak very casually and I could completely screw up.
You go right ahead, Amy. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't mind at all. We were shooting all week, so I've been on the mocap stage all week, and between being on the stage and then not getting much sleep in between and pulling all-nighters and things like that, I haven't been in the office much. So I sort of I went home last night and kind of crashed like a zombie. So that's why I hadn't gotten right back to you, right?
No, it's okay. I knew that it was, I tried to pull this together in a week, and I'm amazed with what got done in just a week's time.
Yeah.
I could be very surprised if I actually put some effort into it and went and really prepared. But it's it's always great talking to you. And I told Eric and I've told you that we weren't going to have you on the show to hit you up with questions about the game or anything like that. Of course,
sure. I mean, there's not much I could say, and I have to navigate in around any questions you asked me anyway. But
yeah, and I don't want to put that pressure on you or have it accidentally happen and then ruin.
I'm pretty good at keeping my talking around things I can't talk about, but. So you can ask away, and I'll.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to. I wanted to congratulate you, of course. I mean, the only thing we know so far is from what was released at the. It wasn't the VGAs. It was the launch party for PlayStation 4.
Right. Yes.
And
they
that's
asked for a teaser so that they could get the word out that we were working on.
How involved were you with that teaser?
Completely. Basically, I don't know. Here's something maybe I shouldn't say, but oh well. They basically gave us about 2 weeks' notice. They were like, "Yeah, we decided we want to announce," and. I was like, oh, okay. And so pretty much in 2 weeks had to write it, record it, and do the graphics for it. So pretty much I just had to take it and run with it pretty much independently with a couple of people here at the office because everyone else was on a deadline.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, honestly, I was not expecting anything. I mean, that's a good time to do it, of course, at that launch thing when a lot of people were watching, but I expected it at the VGAs or the VGXs, whatever they became to be called. It just seemed to follow tradition.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything's a little bit off schedule now. I mean, I think a lot of companies are taking more time with projects, and they're not necessarily hitting at the same old time periods that you expect anymore. So I think the landscape's shifting around a little bit there. So yeah, I mean, it was a surprise to us too, because sometimes these things, they blindside us a little bit, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but
Right.
you know, they're trying to figure out the timing to, you know, when's the best time to show.
So you had 2 weeks to put that together,
Pretty
and in
much.
2 weeks you spawned like a 20-page thread on GAF of people dissecting what you did.
Try to give people a lot to gnaw on, you know, and then so we can go quiet again. But that's always the
Boy, and gnaw they did.
that's always the task, is to say, well, how many little nuggets can we weasel in there for them to start Googling and speculating about? Because we want to give people things to ruminate on.
Yeah, have you looked at some of those theories and some of those? I mean, have you looked at
I've
those?
seen some. Most of them are pretty wide of the mark. There's a few things people said that were like, they're shockingly accurate. I'm not going to say which are which.
No, that's fine. I understand.
But,
That was gonna be my next question. Was you know, how surprised were you at what people were able to overturn or come up on their own with?
Well, I mean, both in terms of the off-the-mark ones and the on-the-mark ones, I was impressed by both because they're all plausible, right? But it's amazing the stuff people dug up with the few little shreds of clues that we gave them, and how they strung it together, and pretty well too in most cases. Yeah, and it was the stuff we wanted people to figure out. You know, that was the whole point. It's just to sort of lay in the clues so people could get on their little treasure hunt themselves. You know, I mean, that's the whole point.
It is. It
Other
is.
games, you know?
And I love stuff like that. I really love. I love not being told like the whole thing and having like there are people looking at there's this writing on the map. Don't listen to what the guy says. There's just writing on the map. Look at that.
The light's shining on this spot here.
Yeah, let's decipher this. I love that stuff. It's all conspiracy theorist type things,
it's
but
all very deliberate, right?
Yeah,
You know,
but
I'm not just throwing any shit in there for no reason. So.
that's okay. I just hit the button on that one too. You're
I'm sorry.
You're number 2 for the episode. That's okay.
Horrible potty mouth. You're lucky that's all I've said so far.
That is quite all right. Man, we have done okay. So we've been back on the radio since February of last year. We've been back on the FCC
I'll mind
radio.
my manners. I'll mind my
And we've never, and the only times we've had to use that button to get it to dump the 6-second delay, it has been twice in this episode.
How funny.
One from a Bungie employee, and now from a Naughty Dog.
I'll be Miss Manners from now on.
298 more to go.
If you want to make up for it, you could just drop some information, but that's okay. No.
As long as you got me on the delay.
I do have you on a delay, but it's building back up. It's at 1.2 seconds
now.
I will be
so good.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Oh, goodness. Anyway, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate, I've known you since...
Long time.
Well, it goes back to Uncharted 2. I think I friended you on Facebook.
Something like that. Yeah.
Because I was just a fan. I was like, oh, look, it was one of those things where it's like, let's see all these social media wasn't anything like what it is now. Whereas when people friend you, you're pretty much, most people just ignore it now unless they know specifically the person that's doing it.
Sure.
And I saw you on Facebook and I friended you there. And then I think I saw where you were online and I took this chance of like, well, maybe that's actually her. Let me send a message. And it was like, it's this Amy, and you said whatever, and I'm sure I showered you with thanks and praise for Legacy of Kain.
You're very kind,
so
and,
good.
and you must not have been too weird or anything. You didn't scare me off, so I know I've gotten more guarded since, just because you do realize that it's like, boy, if you open those floodgates, it could be a problem. But,
it has, but which is why I'm grateful that we came to know you when.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think that if you approached me now, I wouldn't think that you were scary, and either, so you came across very well. So
yeah, and you've met me in person, so that goes double.
Lots of times,
yeah,
yes.
So you've actually, that's because it'd be a whole different story if you've actually never met me in person. Like, oh no, that's creepy, dude.
No.
But and you gave me sort of she gave me like a director's commentary as I played through Uncharted 2.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it was a chat version of director's commentary.
Yeah, so every time I'd sit down to play it and she was on chat or Facebook chat, we'd sit there and talk back and forth, and I would say, I'm at this part. And she would tell me, well, that part, we went into a lot of work on trying to make this thing happen and that sort of thing. And then I got to a part that bugged out a lot. She's like, okay, just be careful. This is in the game, and it's there, but, hopefully you get through it. But don't worry, it saves at the point after the bug, so...
I don't even remember any of this, but it sounds very plausible, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just been great knowing you for ever how many years it has been. And
absolutely. I mean, I completely consider you a friend.
Aw. Thanks.
Sure.
It's great. See, that's why I don't hit you up with questions. I don't want you to be like, I don't want to talk to this guy. He's gonna dump questions on me again.
You can try asking me questions. I'll only answer the ones I can, and I'll be
No, it's you know what? I would throw it out to the chat room, because honestly, I won't be able to answer. I won't be able to ask you. Do you guys have in the studio here? Do you guys have any questions for Amy?
How much involvement did you have on Golden Abyss? The reason why I was asking is because I just finished it, and I enjoy the game, and I played the other 3 as well, and I was just curious, like, how much involvement Naughty Dog had overseeing it.
Just exactly that, sort of an oversight. I mean, in terms of, obviously you could see how ambitious a project it was, especially for a new platform and for the Vita, and so we helped them a ton with, basically gave them everything they needed in terms of assets, information, actual, resources and stuff like that. Because I think it would have been difficult for them with their small team to actually do that from scratch. And then in terms of story, I mean, it was written by John Garvin, who's the creative director there, but I worked with him as much as I could in terms of, he would pass his outlines and scripts to me to read, but, I didn't want to, it's his baby, I just wanted to make sure I sort of steered him away from things that would be, completely out of character. Or
okay, so Nathan would never do that kind of thing.
Don't kill Drake.
Yeah. But you don't want to try to dive in too deep, because then that just that manacles that person creatively, and so it was more just sort of top level, making sure, trying to give him advice as a fellow writer, or just guiding him away from things that would either seem out of character or would be an issue for the franchise overall.
Speaking of writing, any news on another novel?
No, not right now, I don't think. There's a lot of irons in the fire with sort of ancillary.
Well, when you were talking about writing, that just hit me. I was like, you know what? I haven't read anything more about. They did that one novel in between, or
Chris Golden wrote that.
Yeah, right in between, just before I think Uncharted 3 released. And I hadn't heard anything more about anything, and I was just curious if anything...
I think you'll see more and more
Uncharted-related stuff. That's basically what I was trying to ask, is they didn't just stop, did they? They're going to do more, right?
Sure, but the point is that, when we're on a slower burn here, we were deliberately felt like, we just want to go dark, both for a while, for both the franchise's sake and for ours. It's like, I know as a fan of other things, I don't appreciate it when I have something shoved down my throat. That tends to be a problem that we have in this culture, is that when somebody likes something, you're like, oh, you like that? Well, open wide, because we're gonna choke you on it, and then you end up making people sick of it in no time, and that's just really an inelegant way to handle a series or a franchise. And so, we all agreed that it was a much better thing to just go dark for a while and go heads down for us too, without all those distractions. But when we get closer to showing more of the game, there'll be more news of ancillary stuff. There's a lot of little things in the works. Some stuff that's actually been kind of in the works for a long time.
I won't pose it as a question. I'll just throw this at you. Is that our opening montages I've been building all week from previous episodes, just clips and things and whatever to do whatever. And I was trying to highlight all the guests that we've had, and especially some of the most memorable ones. And it was the one where we had you and Neil on the show for Uncharted 2, and I had Jeremy, one of the guys on the show. He's not in the room with us now, but he said, so you're going to tell us that Nathan Fillion's cast as Drake for the Uncharted film? And you said, nope, that's not happening. So that was your part of the first thing, and I'd completely forgotten about the movie that they were apparently working on.
Still working on it.
Well, that's good. That's good to know.
Have they cast Nathan yet?
Hollywood works at a molasses pace. But actually, I just saw our movie execs yesterday.
Oh, excellent. And I guess you've got to be proud of those guys over on the Last of Us team.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, that's an amazing achievement.
Did you play it?
Yeah. I mean, I have to still sit down and play the final version all the way through because it's a long game, and I've been working. But of course, I played it while I was in development. So yeah, no, it's amazing.
Like I said, I really wish we could have had Neil on because we haven't talked to him since the release. I've sent you some clips of us talking about Last of Us and that sort of thing. But that game is stuck with me more so than the time that we talked about it. It is stuck with me now, even to just that ending and everything else that came with that. That is just.
It was wonderful.
I sound like a fan gushing, and I really want to step away from that.
You're gushing at the wrong person. You should totally get Neil. I mean, I know he's just busy today, but you should try to get him on.
Yeah, no, we will definitely have him on, and we hope to have you on again.
When I can actually talk about
when you can talk more about stuff and that sort of thing. And let me ask you this, and you probably can't say, but
say what I can.
A couple of years ago, and I know I signed an NDA, and I know that's over with now.
I don't know. It might be for all time. Be careful.
Well,
I don't know.
We'll see. But you invited me to a mocap session.
Yes.
And I just got to meet some of the people that I get to play, which is very strange to say. But face to face, some of the people that I play, some of the people that I've actually seen in other television series and things like that, and even one guy that I keep seeing now every Thanksgiving and holiday whenever the Hobbit film comes up.
Oh, yes.
So,
Graham.
Yeah, Graham, exactly, because he was there that day. But you wouldn't happen to be doing any mocapping during E3 this year, would you?
What's the date?
I don't know. I'll hit you up on that. That's completely rude of me, but yeah, if something like that's going on, I would love to go back and do that again. That was an experience that
we might be busy during E3 too. I don't know what our plans are, but yeah.
Well, I do hope I get to see you during E3 at least.
Sure.
Because I don't go all the way to California but once a year, and last year I got to have dinner with you.
That's right.
And you told me plenty of things that I have not repeated, I promise you. But
Thank you, sir.
Told me some great stuff.
Not even to us.
Yeah, no, you haven't told us anything.
I haven't told it. I told her that I would not say a word, and I have not said a thing. So.
Yeah, I have no idea what we're going to be doing right around then, other than E3 itself. But
well, I hope I get to see you during E3. So
keep you posted. It's as always, scheduling actors is like herding cats.
No kidding, man. I was
always come first.
Dude, David Hayter was supposed to be calling in at 10 till 7. He can call in till 7 o'clock. And that just backed up our train of callers.
And I was bang on at 5:30.
Oh, you were great.
The second and flipped, I was calling.
You were great. So I appreciate it so very much. Thank you for being a part of our show for the past, it's not been 8 years, but it's been close to it, and for the past 300 episodes or so. But we're going to have you on more and more, especially this year, or as things ramp up, we're going to be talking to you more.
That'd be great. Lots I'm looking forward to talking about when I finally can.
Yeah, I know it'll be great.
It's going to be a while, but sometime soon.
Yeah, well, we appreciate the support, and thank you so much.
Sure, of course. Well, congratulations again.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
and
you.
don't. I know you will, but don't work too late.
You want this game or not?
That's true. All right. Well, take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You guys too. Bye-bye.
That was Amy Hennig from Naughty Dog, good friend of the show. In fact, all the people that we reached out to have been, if it was the first time we were talking to them, it's from a studio like Twisted Pixel, who have been great friends of the show, and people that we have had on the show and have been great supporters for us, and we cannot thank them enough for supporting us through these 300 episodes, and for calling in, taking the time to call us in, dude, for one single show to call in and talk to us. So we really appreciate it. Let's go to another listener here. This is Multile. Hey, Multile.
How you doing? So I just want
Don't
to hit
cuss.
things very quickly.
Don't cuss.
I know. I've been here all night. I have had a few glasses of wine, but I'm going to be very, very Oh, well, I'll just be very nice, I should say. From Northern Ireland, spent a couple of pounds waiting for you, but that's absolutely fine for your 300th episode. Congratulations to anybody that's been involved with this. I am delighted. I'm brimming from ear to ear to hear you still on the air. It's fantastic.
Oh,
well, this is the first time we've had you call in. I think, is it?
Definitely,
He sent that
definitely.
video.
I've been a bit reserved calling in because, again, I'm from Northern Ireland, so I didn't know how much it was going to cost. But tonight, it's a special occasion. I got to do it. But again, one thing you keep bringing up over the course of tonight, and I just wanted to iterate on this point. You keep thinking that it's going to be so long that you should have hit this point so much earlier. But granted, if you had 0 breaks, if you took no holidays, and you did this every single Saturday since the beginning of what you've started, it would have taken you 5.8 years to get here. All right, and that's you taking 0 holidays the whole time. It would have taken you 5.8 years. So you're not very far off your mark, and I think it's fantastic that you've got to this point at all. It's absolutely fabulous.
Well, dude, thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Well, not a problem.
For listening, for calling in, for supporting us, for just everything. You're one of the first ones that ever sent us you're one of the only ones that ever sent us a YouTube video that we tried to play in a recording that we did back when we were doing it from my living room. We have done this show. we started the show in this studio. In fact, you guys can't see it on the cam and wouldn't know anyway, but some of the people that are in here, if you look in the corner of the room, at the ceiling tile over there, you will see a red paper clip that is folded outward hanging down. That is up there from the first couple of episodes that we ever did when we used to hang the webcam there. Back before Twitch was even a thing. This was, I don't even know what we moved to Justin.
Was it on BA Penguins?
It was on BA Penguins thing, and we were using something else, but we had a web. We didn't even have the internet that we have now to do that stuff, and we were trying to do this thing. But the camera was hanging up over there, long, like 2 USB extension cables to get it over there from one of my laptops, and then hanging in there so everybody could see the show. They couldn't hear the show through there. They could only watch it through that cam, and then they had to listen in live through the stream on the radio station to do that. So we've been doing it. We started in the studio. We have done it in other studios here, just doing pre-records. We have done it in a trailer out at the theater. We've done it in a rehearsal room in the theater. We've done it in another trailer out at the theater. We've done it in my house. We did it from a hotel room in Seattle for PAX. Wherever we've been able to do the show, we have done it, and we keep doing it because we have listeners like this guy on the phone right now, Multile. So thank you so much. And everybody in the chat room as well. There's more people, and again, viewer list hasn't refreshed. So I want to do, Matt, get that ready, because I want to do another rundown of everybody in the chat room who is stuck with it and has been supporting us. So, man, thank you. I know this is costing you a ton of money, and I'm so sorry that Amy...
Sake, don't worry about it. The only question I have for prosperity and nothing else, I want everyone to sound off their name again and just tell everyone else what they've been playing most recently as like a litmus test for 2012, what you've been doing for 300th episode. So if you have to come back and pick another recording like you did with your fantastic intro, then you've got a little bit more to go off with. And again, I'm going to hang up now before you have to press any buttons. So thank you very much, guys, and enjoy your night. Congratulations.
All right, thanks so much, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That was Multile calling us from Northern Ireland. I forgot. We've got another thing. This is from, here, let me just play this. This was sent to us. He could not call in.
Hi, it's Larry Herb, Xbox Live's Major Nelson. I want to congratulate In-Game Chat on their 300th episode. That's 8 years of podcasting. That is incredible. Now, RJ, when are you going to get a gamer tag? Come on, man. Congratulations, guys.
So
you just got called out.
Yeah, you really did.
You got called out by Major Nelson.
Yeah, this was so I asked him to call in. He's like, I'm going to be on a flight because he's out.
Kind of jealous.
He's out with Xbox doing Super Bowl stuff, and he's going to be on a flight during the broadcast. And so he said, I can't call in. I was like, well, you're the only one on my list of people here who do broadcasting stuff. Can you do a recorded message? He's like, oh, sure, I'll do that. Give me some information. Give me the names and gamer tags of everybody on the show. And so I went through the list, And when I got to RJ, I was like, he doesn't have a gamer tag. And so that's why he put that in there. I was being honest, man. I couldn't leave you out in case he did a roll call of names.
I can't blame you for that.
But
I can't blame you for that.
Let's go to the phone lines again. This is Dana.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello. What's up?
Happy 300.
Well, thank you so much.
Obliged.
We appreciate it. You know, you've been with us through most of those.
I was there for the first one.
You
I
were,
wanted
in
to
fact.
call in for the 300.
In fact, for the opening montage, you heard me go over the people, and I said Zilla's in the booth, and that was her. Yeah, Joey's in the booth right now. So, Joey, thank you. By the way, let me turn your mic on. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I appreciate.
I'm gonna eat a lot of that cake.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into the cake here. We got a cake, Dana Baker girl. We got a cake.
Yay!
But thanks for calling in. We got to run though. But I appreciate you calling in. Are you driving right now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, be careful.
Happy 300.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dana.
All right, everybody. That is going to do it for our 300th episode. We appreciate everybody who has called in and been on the show. We appreciate everybody who has supported us for the 8 years we've been doing this. It is an amazing thing, and we're going to keep doing it. James is not here. On behalf of James and Jeremy, who is not here, and Daniel, who called in earlier, from me, thank you very much. We're going to go around the room like Moltal said. The last thing I can tell you that I played was Batman Arkham Origins. I just keep doing the challenge maps because I like the fighting. Dennis?
Binding of Isaac.
Matt?
Assassin's Creed 4.
Virtua Fighter 5, Pac-Man Championship Edition, and Borderlands 2.
Where are you playing Pac-Man Champion Edition on? PlayStation?
PS3.
Okay, because I've got it on Steam, and I'd love to have some score stuff going back and forth.
Okay.
So I'll try and do that with you. But anyway, thanks everybody in the chat room. Let's do a rundown real quick before we go. AC Wraith is in the chat room. RJ, of course, AZNGP, Biosk1, Blue Inside Out, Boom Guin, Bullet Food, Calgar99, Cavalier UK, Deroku, also Deter Lavos, G Neptune, Ghost Bear Cog, Illuminator, Lawless Bagel. That's a great name.
I love that.
Laconish, Medusa's Mirror, Moltal, Noob Sauce 87, Nabokov Fan 87. I'm guessing these are years they were born, maybe. Nick Paleo, Psycho Boy 2. That's me. Quiet Hype 2. This is what radio people do. They just read as it comes along. Uh-oh. Where did it go? There it is. Quiet Hype 2 is in there. Samich Dew, STM Fuller, Stufu, Straximus, Tacticus 59, Truth Unknown, and 204. You've probably made it one of the largest chat rooms that we've had. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of the show so very much. We will see you again next week for in-game chat. Good night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Welcome to the show, everyone. So anyway, in the studio tonight, we've got a lot of people here. Well, Zilla's in the isolation booth. No, we've got Jeremy in and Becky as well as John here. James is here and RJ's over in the back. He doesn't like to talk. Welcome to episode 7 of In-Game Chat. This is actually episode 2 of In-Game Chat, but we'll call it episode 7. Welcome to episode 8 of In-Game Chat. Episode 9, 10, 11. Is that where we're at? We're at 11, 12, 13. Episode 14. Episode 100.
Woo! And we had values.
We got Jeremy and Dennis and Daniel. David, are you there?
I'm here. I don't know who this David is.
This is the exact same thing as when the dog begs at the table and you give him food.
Yeah.
Now you know what's going to happen every single time there's a beta. We're going to come on the air and we're going to beg.
That was the most
Thank you
serious
very much.
conversation over a game of Bomberman and Xbox Live that you could possibly imagine.
27 people in this hotel room. We're going to try and do a podcast here.
Ghost Bear, Sandman, Zoanon, Unknown A.
Oh,
Mr. Slim.
No, I'm not Gambit.
I'm Gambit. Everyone hates me.
Mr. Slim.
Rogue Hunter, Annie Inko,
Origami Panther.
Brian Off,
Dave.
Alias Unknown,
UW Crash.
Killer On,
Thrak. Jackal.
Chronotic,
Dead End.
Gaz, Trax,
Zero.
Slipstream,
I'm Mike B.
Squish,
PA Penguin.
Backseat Killer.
Psycho Boy 2.
Straximus.
And we've got Bone behind the scenes.
Slip 23.
Thank you, Jesus.
Boy, what was that?
There's something in the wind. If you turn your nose a certain way, you'll catch a whiff of it.
What we're trying to say in that is that this is the last episode of Evil Avatar Radio as you've known it.
Hey guys, welcome to In-Game Chats.
I'm Scott.
I'm James.
I'm hungry.
And I'm RJ.
Hey, how
How's it going? It's Roman from Grand Theft Auto 4. I am a loser.
On the phone right now with us is Amy Hennig and Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog.
You're going to tell us you've cast Nathan Fillion as Drake, right?
No, I will not tell you that.
They're the opposite of triggers, whatever the hell that is.
A Trogger?
Thanks, guys. I'm a big fan. My name is David Hayter. I live in Los Angeles, California.
Next thing I know, it's on Netflix, and I'm like, all right, what the hell?
Thing I know.
On the phone right now is Rand Miller.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Wow. Mike Wilford and Josh Baer, both from Twisted Pixel. Hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing? What's up, man?
Hey, that was Nolan North, by the way.
You guys keep it up, man. You'll end up on G4 or something with your own show.
You know.
You okay? Tommy Tellerico, are you there?
Yo, I am.
Hey, Tommy.
Did you break your mic?
No.
You broke your mic.
I didn't.
Kevin Murphy and Bill Corbett from Riff Tracks, also from Mystery Sites Theater 3000.
It was Vienna, I believe. You were wearing blue.
It was during the war. And
Candlelight over the Danube.
Running high.
Hey, this is Mark Hamill. You got to check out In-Game Chat. It's great. And that's no joke.
I like to connect Star Wars. What the hell is wrong with you?
As to our regular audience and those tuning in live for the first time in a very long time, welcome to In-Game Chat.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!